Oh, happy Easter. If you're into that. Beautiful Sunday for us here in Utah today. So, yesterday tried to do some streams outside. Didn't work out that well. But tonight I just wanted to get on quick. Today did not go how I thought it would. I sort of took a super long nap and didn't do a lot of the preparation I was intending. But that's okay. Maybe that's what the nap was. But yeah, I've just been thinking a lot about the ways I don't want to be. And especially if I'm in a place of judging somebody else, I'm like, okay, how do I do that exact same thing? So yeah, life's full of those humbling moments. And I don't want to feel shame about it, but I do want to take accountability for it. In other news, just thinking about some themes I've been thinking about recently, the concept of the big bad wolf versus kind of a big group of people actually, allowing the big bad wolf to operate. Because then you have the perfect scapegoat. Oh, it's just that one bad apple in the bunch. Nothing to see here. So I think if we look for that in our lives, you'll find there's a lot of it going around, and in like the news, in documentaries about scary bad people. And that's why I like this new kind of truth movement. Folks like Professor Hamamoto and Manny Grossman and these people that are looking into past crimes. And McDuff, the McDuff 3 channel, John O'Loughlin. It's like, yeah, they're doing this work of solving a crime that's long past. And they're giving context to history. So for me, for the first time, I've been getting really interested in trying to study history. So I've been going down many different rabbit holes, and I'm just thinking, well, I don't know what's true exactly, but it feels like we're not getting told the whole story. Kind of like just with kids or whatever, they just kind of don't want to tell you what really happened. And I remember being like that. So this is me trying to come to account for all my bullshit, and I've been pretty dumb. Still pretty dumb, but trying to see the positive in the darkness. Like, I do feel like we're going through this tough time, and it's gonna get worse, frankly. But that's when you always look at the bright side of life. It's when you have to look at the bright side of life, is when it's really dark and crummy. But maybe some of that stuff we're creating for ourselves. So it's interesting. Oh, my hands are so dirty I didn't clean up properly after working in the yard. Then I took a nap, so I could be scrubbing those nails later. But I'm just thinking about all the things that I am grateful for, that all the wonderful things I have in my life, which is a lot. And sometimes the pressure of dealing with abundance is the hardest part for me. Especially cleaning the kids' rooms and just frankly my space, just all my collections of crap. And I think, okay, I get it why my kids' room's messy. I've been there. How do I be calm and help them deal with it and not let them get away with just shoving everything under the bed or stuffing the drawers to the brim just to make it look clean. So, ugh, it's painful though. It's painful for me to deal with my clutter and my kids' clutter, and especially, you just look at the things that all the toys they've gotten that they don't want or need or care about anymore. And I have my own sentimentality with some of that stuff. So it's not necessarily helping me with my problem trying to declutter, but I'm aware of it. That's the first step, I think. It's the awareness. But I'm definitely just feeling tons and tons of gratitude for my opportunity to be learning things and really getting pretty amped up and excited when I'm reading something. I feel I'm engaged. So it's good, but yeah, sometimes it's hard to read bad news or fully understand an issue that's very confusing. So I'm trying to look at it from far away. Like when you read a book, this is what I was trying to talk about yesterday. It's like reading the book, not becoming a part of it. And I've really struggled with that over the years. I've been very emotional, but I don't want to cut off my feelings, right? So it seems to me there is a difference there. Being controlled by your feelings or letting yourself feel them and let it wash through you. Get it out so that it can go away. I think that's a nice way to think about all my stuff, and it's like processing it and letting it go. So I have a friend I've been texting a lot lately, and I think we're both in that place where we need some encouragement, and I'm grateful to be able to talk to somebody about, something embarrassing, and it helps me deal with it. So I hope that you have that person in your life too. And I want to know how you're doing, and I want to know what's interesting to you right now. I'm in a little group online centered around working with plants, and it's beautiful. People are sharing their art and their feelings, their thoughts, and it's a nice space. I'm so charged by them, but my group there has been talking about their strange dreams. So I wonder if you're having strange dreams too. I think I had kind of turned off my dreaming ability for a while, and lately I've been having more. Haven't done very well at doing a dream journal yet, but there have been recent dreams that have stuck with me and I've been thinking about them. So, yeah, I wonder if you're having those same experiences right now. Today's April 17th, 2022. So, I've been having these dreams for at least a month or more. But please tell me if you're having any of these weird dreams or even like daydreams. I've been able to think of make up some fun stories with my kids, or I've been able to recall uh, old stories that I really enjoyed as a younger person that I haven't thought of for a while. So those ideas are coming back to me, those stories are coming back to me. Then I've been able to really get more engaged with my son, especially has a fun, vivid imagination. And we've been able to really play a lot of that make believe. So my brain has been churning in that way too. I've been having these fun ideas and I've been doing some doodling. Um, I asked Lucas if he wanted to draw with me. And he's like, no. And I'm like, do you like my focal point? He's like, no. But I've definitely been meditating on this idea of coming from my heart. And for me, that's not all like lovey-dovey because I'm fiery and I freaking lost it on my husband today for a second. And I feel pretty bad about how that went down, but I think it just needed to happen. I don't know. Maybe I was coming from a bad place or an improper place, but I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I didn't want to bring like because this happened right before I was going to come on and do my stream anyway. And I didn't want to bring any bad vibes from that, but I mean, I just think people lose it sometimes, especially the folks who've been cooped up with for 2 years. We love each other and we do have our time away from home, but things are just so different now, so we're really just engaged with a more limited scope. I mean, I am for sure. I'm very rarely been isolated, like I have been, but I don't feel like lonely. I feel like if anything, I don't have enough private space still. So I think that's why I freaked out because anywhere you are in the house, you can hear what's going on in the other areas of the house. So I think that was probably my trigger. It might have been misdirected at my husband, but I love him. We've got to be able to do our own thing and have our own space. And kids are little and they need you a lot, and it's hard to find that. So, But I definitely am on this journey to learn accountability for my behavior. So I'm fessing up. I'm not just pretending to be this nice, sweet person here. A little rough around the edges, but yeah, I do want to come from a space of my heart center. I do want to be able to revisit the conversation when I was the one that blew up badly. It was mutual or whatever the case may be. But I've been back at reading the Gloria Skurzinski. This is 2 books in one. This is the 3rd and 4th book of the Virtual War series. Virtual War is the first. The second is called The Clones. The 3rd is called The Revolt. The 4th is called The Choice. Now, this book series, it is for young adults. And it's weird to think that books like 1984, Brave New World, it's weird to think those are young adult books. Lord of the Flies. I mean, yeah, we read them back then, but it's just weird to me to think that they're young adult books. I don't necessarily think when those books were written, they marketed to young adults. I think, these books being written maybe in the late 90s or to early 2000, they were definitely marketing to kids then, and all through the probably 80s and 90s. But yeah, like when Brave New World in 1984 were written, I don't think they were yet marketing to young adults, but definitely generations read those books. The Virtual War series, I think, is buried in a time when definitely there stopped being a crossover of, all ages reading the same thing. I think the last few decades, they've really done well to meter out content so that it's really only targeted to like a certain specific age group born at a certain time. And there's not a lot of series that get to live to next generations. Like, I'm looking at some of the books my nephew had in his collection, and he just turned 18, so my kids are a decade behind him. And like Diary of a Wimpy Kid still lingers, but not much else from his collection is stuff that I recall anyway. So I am uneducated on the topic. I'm just realizing all the things that I don't know. And considering my curiosity, it used to surprise me that there were so many things I didn't know and hadn't heard about. But I'm excited to dive into all of this stuff, especially the books aimed at children the last 20 years since I became an adult. There's a lot that I was not on my radar. So I do want to kind of preview that stuff before I read it to the kids. And I think the Virtual War series is some serious predictive programming. The vocabulary used in it is creepy. I'll just say that. But I think it's important to kind of know what's going on. So I'm certainly grateful. My husband is into a bunch of stuff that I don't know anything about. he's into games and just media that hasn't ever interested me before. But I'm starting to gain more of an interest in just the underlying story that all this content is trying to tell us. So I look forward to exploring that more. And if you're reading anything interesting right now, if you're having any cool ideas, please leave me a comment, share that with me, and I can't wait to talk to you soon.